Hello and good morning. It's Heather and Phil, and this morning we're heading into, actually we've already crossed the line into the state of Georgia. We're going to the Chickamauga Battlefield, which is a park that commemorates a battle that took place during the American Civil War. And there are lots of fields there, and it's really pretty, monuments and things like that. There's wildlife, and Heather was picking the location for us to go and try to make a photograph today, and I told her what I would like to find is a tree in the middle of a field. So that's why she thought of the battlefield, and she actually even found a tree, and I thought it looked really great. So we are going there to try to take a picture of this tree in a field. Whether or not it looks good from in person instead of just in a satellite image is questionable. Oh,
Sorry. That's why I told you needed to start.
So the camera fell off the dashboard of the car, and we're getting closer. That's the tree we were going to photograph based on satellite images. And we may still photograph that other tree, but right now I'm kind of concentrating on this one. Well, now we're back on the original tree as the sun continues to rise. Still a little bit of fog on the ground. Maybe the camera will pick it up. We'll see. That tree back there, I really like it because the bottom of the branches on it, if you get the camera down low like I have it here, you can get them above the tree line behind it, which has a pleasing look. All the shots I've done of it, and I've done a number of them, have been vertical compositions that I'll probably crop to 4x5. But it's funny, on the satellite picture, I thought that tree would be the best. Let me turn you around and let you see the tree I'm talking about. There's Heather. And it is quite pretty, and there's some fog on the field. You know what, I'm about to take a picture of that. But it doesn't have that separation, but I do like this angle. Hopefully my camera bag that's back there won't be in the shot. So let's make a picture of this. Sunrise photography is a real struggle because you're usually half asleep, and we got up at 2 or 3 hours earlier than we normally get up and rushed down here, choked down some breakfast really quick and got here. I mean, really we should get here an hour before sunrise so we can kind of get our ducks in a row. But as it stands, you get here and it's a really great location that Heather picked, so there's a lot of photography opportunities, and you're trying to get your ducks in a row, and it's kind of stressful. But in the end, I think we'll still probably get some stuff, but I kind of didn't have my ducks completely in a row for the first shot. Still, it's going to be great. Here's one more shot. I've made a bunch of shots. I'm not sure which all I'm going to use, but here's one. Vertical composition at f11, 1/15 of a second ISO 100. I'm using the 24-70 for all of these, and it looks like I'm probably at 40 or 45 millimeters with this shot. There's still a little bit of fog back there. Maybe it'll show up in the picture. I think you can see it in the video. Well, that has been a legitimate struggle. I don't know why I couldn't get my ducks in a row this morning. I think I may have a few images, but I apologize. I did not document the production of the images very well. That's what happens when you're half asleep, and there's a lot of opportunities to make photographs, and the light is fleeting. You just kind of get lost in it. It was fun though. I just wish I had documented the process better. So here is the first photograph that I have prepared to share with you. It's of the tree that we actually planned to drive all the way to the Chickamauga Battlefield to photograph. And here is the other tree that was just opposite of that. You can see the golden hour glow on it. But we didn't really do too many of those, or I didn't like too many of those, but I really, really like this. Got a little sun star action from behind the tree with the sun rising on the other side of it. I really like this one, but we kind of started off slow, struggling, but things got better, so stay tuned because there's a lot more good images. Okay, so Heather's been driving me around the park after we left that first place. My feet are still soaking wet. And we turned into this road, and I really like the way it looks right up through here. Right now I'm just checking to see if the 24 to 70 is enough for it. And I'm at 70. I think the shot will be okay at 70. I need a tripod though, so I'm gonna get that going. Okay, I've switched to the 70 to 200, and I've moved back further to kind of compress this scene a little bit. But from right here, you can see the road humping along, and it actually covers itself up almost, and the light's coming in. It's just absolutely beautiful. Here comes a truck, so we'll wait till it goes by. And I need to get my remote shutter release anyway, so I'm gonna come back over there. So you can see the shot there. I'm at 1/1.6 seconds, f11 ISO 100, and 135 millimeters ISO 100. Actually, I think I'm gonna stop it down to f14 to try to get more of the scene in focus. And here comes a car. I got a shot in before the car went by. I might do one with the car, so there's a blurred car in it. Yeah, that's terrible. But anyway, this picture is going to be this is going to be the picture of the day right here. Okay, so I've raised the tripod even higher. I'm just trying to get different compositions here. I'm not sure how many millimeters I'm at now, but I zoomed in some more on the 70 to 200, which is my favorite landscape photography lens. And this is going to be another shot at 1 second f14 ISO 100. Still trying to get the composition exactly right. Tripod is raised once again, but I've gone back to 135 millimeters. And I've got my focus point on a tree it's not all the way back down the road, and it's not a close tree, it's kind of halfway. And at f14, I'm hoping that everything's in focus. But this picture's got some really cool leading lines and some really cool light coming in. This is by far my favorite picture of the day. I like quite a few of the rest of them, but this is the one. I've been wanting to get a picture of a curvy banked road like this for a long time. I thought I would have had to drive all the way to Deals Gap, which I can make that trip in a day, but it is kind of a long trip. But it turns out that within 35 minutes of my house, there's a road that's perfect for this sort of photography. And I really like the way I was able to just kind of meticulously get the composition better and better. This went so much better than the early photography. This trail is completely awesome. Sun's coming in from right over there, so it's making some really nice directional light, and there's scattered light on the leaves, so I really like it. That was 1/1.3 seconds f8 ISO 100 at about 105 millimeters. I really like this sad little broken off tree here. I like that it's right in the middle of the trail. It's got some new growth coming off of it. And when you look at it from where my camera is there to the left of where Heather's shooting, the trail has leading lines closing in. So I'm making a shot of that with the 70 to 200, a horizontal shot. And there is the sad tree leading lines golden hour trail photo with some sparkled highlights back into the forest. I like the way it turned out. I hope you like it as well. I'm trying to frame up a composition of that tree with the really loose, crazy looking bark. I wish I knew what kind it was. It might be, I don't want to say the wrong thing. It might be a hickory, but it's definitely different than the hickory that we used to have in our yard. But anyway, it's a huge tree, and I'm trying to make a composition of it. I usually, if I have a really big tree in my composition, I like to have it more rule of thirdsy than this. This is kind of in the middle. But when I rule of thirds it seems like, I don't know, that might be all right. It's just, I've kind of got it just barely off center. I've got my polarizer on here, just trying to make all these green leaves as rich as possible. And I just take the polarizer and twist it until the glare on the leaves seems to go away. I'm at f14, 1.3 seconds, ISO 100. And I'm gonna take a look at that. And I'm not seeing any overexposed areas, so I may just do one shot of that. It's kind of cool. There's a pine tree behind it that's kind of in sad shape, but the main focus of the tree is that huge one with the unusual bark. Maybe you can leave a comment and tell me what kind of tree that is. We think this may be a shagbark hickory, not 100% sure, but here's the image that I made. And boy, this one was really tough to edit. I had to do a lot of dodging and burning to try to get some depth in the picture. I like the way it came out, but there was a lot of work involved in making it look nice. Okay, so we found this pine tree that's broken off, and it looks like it fell directly down and goes out that way. And so I've got the tripod set up now. Say hi, Heather. Hello, sweetie. I've got the tripod set up now just right beside that huge tree. Look at this crazy bark that we took a picture of before. And now I'm kind of trying to get something with the pine tree. See, look. Focus, Mr. Camera. There we go. With the pine tree and the fallen down part of the pine tree. And look at all the splotches of sunlight coming through. So I need to make that shot. I'm going to speed it up to 1/1.6 and shoot. And there's that fallen pine tree shot. I really like this forest. It was right beside the curvy road where we made the photo earlier in the video, but I really like the spacing and the sizes of all these trees. So this little forest at the intersection of Andrews Ridge, and I guess that's Old Highway 27, maybe? Anyway, this little forest I could get lost in here for a long time. I really like this. I will definitely be back. Way to go, Heather, for picking out this spot. But the light's starting to get a little bit too high in the sky, so we're probably going to move on. But that's been fun. I thought we were done, and as I was walking out of the forest, I looked back and saw this and fell in love with it, so I had to stop and make the shot. Look and see if you can find the spider web in this. Let me know if you do. Totally thought we were done, but I don't know, I just keep finding stuff. This place is awesome. We're back to the road where we took the picture earlier, and there's some big trees straight across the road there with some light on them. I'm doing all of this stuff in the woods with the 70-200 with a circular polarizer. Whoops, somebody is in trouble. I hope it's not us. But anyway, shooting across the road here at 200 millimeters, f14, ISO 100, 1/1.3 seconds. And only thing I don't like about this picture is the two main focus trees are leaning to the left, so it almost makes it look like the scene isn't level, but I'm definitely 100% level. A lot of the background trees are straight. I may make another one not level so that those trees look more straight. Yeah, so this one's definitely not level. There goes the car. Thank you for not running over me, Mr. Car. I think I might like the one where I made the camera not level, although those trees are still, ooh, it's a little overexposed. Let's do that a little bit darker. Oh, and I probably need to adjust the polarizer, see how I've tilted the camera. Actually, I may tilt the camera a little bit more. Yeah, the tilted camera shot is probably the best. So on a little tiny bit of a hill right there, so the tilted camera shot that I was talking about actually made the ground look level. The trees are still leaning a little bit to the left, the two main trees, but it looks good because the ground looks level. I'm standing at the foot now of Wilder Tower here at Chickamauga Battlefield. Not going to be making any photographs of it, but if you come here, you have to visit it. So I'm going to go up it. Heather doesn't want to fool with all those stairs, so she's going to stay down here, but I'm going to head to the top of that thing. A lot of steps. A lot of steps to get to the top of the tower. Lots of interesting windows that could probably be used as turrets. So here's the top. Pretty good view from up here. We're above the trees. So this is the other side near where we parked. And there's Heather waving at me, or I think she's taking a picture. She's not waving. I like the shadow in this shot. There's a lightning rod right here, and the lightning would come down and go across, and they've got it a wire that runs all the way to the ground for lightning to travel down. I didn't count the stairs on the way up, but I think I'll count them on the way down and see how many steps you have to climb up to get here. Well, the verdict is 136 steps to get from here to the top of Wilder Tower. According to the plaque, it's 85 feet high. This photograph on the plaque is interesting because it's not complete yet. (1903). Well, we've been hanging around the Chickamauga Battlefield all morning. I don't know about Heather, but I'm completely worn out. Of course, she didn't go up those 136 stairs. But, you know, it kind of started out a shambles this morning with the sunrise and just overload and still half asleep, trying to get good pictures before the sunrise goes away. And then we kind of settled down, or I kind of settled down and got into my groove once we got in the woods, which is really kind of more of my comfort zone. But it's always fun to hang around with Miss Heather, go on a photography adventure with her. And she did a lot of the vlogging camera, just held it for me so I didn't have to fight with 2 tripods. And it's a good suggestion. Thank you. And thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.